What a waste! All right, so Batman Beyond, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 2. The first time we get to see Terry McGinnis Batman on screen in 10 years.
It was me.
Since the 75th of Batman, the 2014 short titled Batman Beyond. The only thing that would have made this movie better than having Batman Beyond in it is not having Batman Beyond in it. This might have been the biggest waste of a character I have ever seen. He was in, and I say that because it wasn't just a cameo and you could say, oh, maybe it's a setup for part 3. There's 3 of these Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths movie. Get a new title, way too long. So you could say, okay, maybe it's set up for the third one. We're gonna get more Terry, more Batman Beyond in the third movie. Why did you put him in the marketing so much though? This was as bad as the Civil War marketing campaign. Which side are you on? And then you watch the movie, there's no sides. We don't even know why the war took place. This isn't a Civil War review. Why did you put Terry in like 4, I did a little supercut, a little edit of Batman Beyond for a reel that's both available right here on the YouTube channel as well as our Instagram at Batman Beyond Media. It's like 3 different parts with Terry fighting. Why did you put that in the trailer? When he got, speaking of 3, I am not exaggerating, 3 lines in the movie. And the first like 2 times you see him, who is he, Silent Bob? He doesn't talk. And he has always been like the Spider-Man, Peter Parker, chatty Batman. That's the edge Terry McGinnis has over Bruce Wayne Batman. That's how you distinguish the 2 Dark Knights. Give him an advantage over Bruce Wayne. What he does have over Bruce Wayne, while Bruce Wayne has a million things over him, intelligence, fighting ability, all that stuff, Terry's chatty, Terry's personable. He doesn't talk in this movie. All right, well, maybe it's an older version of Terry McGinnis. Yeah, maybe. Fine. He's still gonna break balls and be chatty. I mean, he slides in, fights a bunch of people, and literally doesn't open his mouth. I'm pretty sure it's the first 2 times, if not definitely the first time he says nothing. Because I remember watching a scene and then like 25 minutes of the movie goes by, and just like the rest of this thing, it's completely disjointed, incoherent. There's just minutes upon minutes of contemplative, quiet, wannabe Kubrickian. Like, do you think you are Ari Aster making this movie? It's a frickin' Justice League animated movie. Calm down. And if you want it to be an hour and a half and you want these long contemplative scenes, how about doing flashbacks into, I don't know, the future? I don't know, Terry remembering this Bruce Wayne Terry defending so much against the Bruce Wayne of this universe, who the Jensen Ackles Batman from Long Halloween and the Tomorrowverse wants like nothing to do with having a Bat family. So what's interesting in this, it is actually interesting, is that the Bat family shows up and he kind of rejects them. But like, flesh it out. You have all this freaking time spent with Supergirl and the Monitor, watching things and contemplating things and philosophizing. And then meanwhile, we never saw Neo Gotham once. Not once. And if we were in Neo Gotham at that one part where Batman's defending it, we didn't see anything else. We don't see old Bruce Wayne. We know Kevin Conroy's coming back for the third one. So why not just put all the Beyond shit in the third movie? You clearly had no interest in Beyond in this. And by the way, it's not just, this isn't just me being Beyond centric because I am Beyond centric. This is also a terrible Batman story. Again, it's this whole, I'm gonna reject the Bat family I never had, yet accept their help at some point, and you have a bit of an arc where blah, blah, blah. But it's just 4 disjointed scenes that are all the same scene. It's Batman rejecting the Bat family and then fighting them. And then at one point, they're all being mind controlled and then they're fighting them. This last criticism here might be a nitpick, but I don't really think it is. When they're mind controlled and they're fighting each other, I'm sorry, Damian Wayne is putting up a fight against Terry McGinnis. At no point are you acknowledging the power of the futurized Batsuit and saying he has 10 times the strength. All the shit that the Batman Beyond Batsuit does is not coming into play in this fight against a 13-year-old kid. I don't care if he is the son of Batman. You're talking about basically a robotic suit. Acknowledge these things. Have Damian disable the suit. Oh, I heard about your suit and I can counteract it with, Damian's a genius. You could have figured that out. And I don't want to hear you don't have time for Batman Beyond in this. You had time for everyone because, again, you took 10, 20 minutes at a shot, or however freaking long these scenes are, of Supergirl in a spaceship. Again, philosophizing, contemplating the meaning of life. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It wouldn't have been bullshit if you had just made it more concise, just summarize these long, drawn-out expositional just dumps and put it toward, I don't know, Neo-Gotham. I don't know, fleshing out the Batman character. I don't know, where the hell is Superman? Where the hell is the Flash? You could tell they wanted to make the first Crisis a Flash movie, then this is a Supergirl movie. I don't know who's going to be in the next one, but why then? You still did a terrible job, in my opinion, of doing an ensemble piece. Back to Batman Beyond, I think Terry McGinnis suffered like the most out of everyone in this. If you ask around, even people who aren't Beyond fans, that was like one of the big draws of this movie, was to see how you're going to bring Beyond back. Again, it's been 10 years since we saw this character. Seriously? Like fucking seriously, this is how you do it? It's so disappointing. And then in the third one, if we do get, or we will get, Kevin Conroy, and by the way, Will Friedle returned to do the voice. Sounded fine in the 3 lines that he got. God, it's so annoying. This was such a waste of time and money. Even if Batman Beyond had nothing to do with this and my disappointment, I don't recommend this movie because it is boring. It is a boring movie. I cannot recommend a boring movie to you. Don't bother watching this. The first one was also maybe not just as boring. It moved a little better, but this was a slog, bro. And once again, I don't want to hear, oh, it's just part 2 of 3. You can still make part 2 interesting. There's a little film called Empire Strikes Back. Have you ever, The Godfather Part 2? There's plenty of shit you can do. In fact, the second movie is the one that's supposed to have the most conflict. And then the third is supposed to get them out of it. That's like the classic thing of a trilogy. You set up your characters in the first, biggest conflict in the middle, resolved in the third. Like, what the actual is going on with these movies? I am so much looking forward to this team of Tomorrowverse people being off of the animated movies and getting a new universe. That is honestly my best review for this movie is at least we're closer to the end of the Tomorrowverse, because the Tomorrowverse.